Hi everyone, Russian Adam is here. Today I would love to talk about upcoming collection. It is coming very soon, and in this video I will speak about 3 fragrances. As I mentioned many times, the history of attar collection is inspired by Indian attars, and we done a small introduction in the form of pure attars. However, mostly none of them except of one have direct relationship to the sprayable perfumes. Only one perfume in a sprayable format will be closely related to one of the attars that's been introduced earlier. So this will be a perfume called Malik al-Motia. The rest of the sprayable perfumes will be inspired by different Indian attars, completely different Indian attars, more complex and more challenging Indian attars. Attars such as Majmua, Shamama, Gulihina, very unusual, very challenging attars for the Western noses. That's why in the introduction with pure attars, sandalwood soliflorals, I introduced very easygoing, very simple attars that are extremely easy to understand, extremely easy to like and love, and so that we all can learn the sandalwood and how it acts within the composition, because 5 of upcoming sprayable perfumes are extremely heavy on natural sandalwood, and it's very important to know how this ingredient acts within the composition. All of this, or most of these sprayable perfumes, are also very heavy on floral notes, so therefore I introduced this attar so that people can really understand how natural floral notes behave in the combination of sandalwood. So let's jump into this perfume, Malik al-Motia. As you probably know, I released Malik al-Taif, wonderful rose-centered fragrance, in the past. It was extremely popular, and it's featured the note of the most expensive, the most luxurious royal Taif rose with the touches of wood, ambered resins, musk. Malik al-Motia is a bit similar in its style. It is ambery oriental, very heavy ambery oriental composition. However, instead of rose, the central stage here is of course motia, jasmine. I combined 2 most famous types of jasmine: your jasmine sambac, the same variety that's been featured in the pure attar, and grandiflorum jasmine. In the top notes of Malik al-Motia we have sweet, honey-like, lush, very luxurious smelling jasmine grandiflorum combined with blue lotus and davana. Those 2 ingredients are extremely important in Indian tradition, and I also decided to feature them in this composition because they matched the beauty and the extreme opulence of the jasmine itself. In the heart notes of Malik al-Motia I placed jasmine sambac with the base of natural sandalwood and enhanced it with oud, with the beautiful sweet resinous oud from Thailand, from Prachinburi province. The base of Malik al-Motia is traditional amber oriental type of base. It contains sandalwood, benzoin, and very balsamic resinous notes. Malik al-Motia, as I said, is the only one closely related to pure attars that I released earlier, because Motia attar is my personal favorite, so I took it and I decorated it with this very luxurious, very resinous, ambery oriental notes, and then I added a touch of beautiful sweet oud, and I believe this composition truly highlights the wonderful, lush, exotic, luxurious smell of motia in its many different nuances and aspects. As I said, I used sambac as well as grandiflorum jasmine, and additional extremely exotic, extremely rich smelling notes such as blue lotus and davana. The second composition I would love to talk about today, called al-Majmua, and it's probably obvious that it is inspired by traditional attar called Majmua. It is extremely well known attar in India, and I personally believe it is one of the most challenging attars, along with Shamama attar. The sad reality of Majmua is that unfortunately most of Majmua that you can find on the market today are completely synthetic. Those composed using synthetic molecules only to replicate the scent of the natural traditional attar called Majmua. Basically similar situation like we have with Shamama. There are hundreds, thousands of different Shamamas, and unfortunately most of them that are extremely cheap, those are 100% made with synthetic ingredients. However, this particular attar that I used for this very composition is truly exceptional. It's been made all by traditional distillation with the base of natural Indian sandalwood. Majmua attar is focused on very traditional scent of ruh khos, or Indian green vetiver. It is vetiver distilled in a copper pot, resulting in a very fresh, grassy, resinous, slightly woody type of scent that is truly beautiful and exceptional. It is very different from any other type of vetiver and closely related to the scent of oud, yet having its amazing greenness and freshness. Natural Majmua attar is focused around vetiver, patchouli, kadam, and pandanus flower. Those are extremely exotic, rare ingredients for the Western perfumery, and in their pure form often quite unpleasant in my personal opinion. Yet the master distillers again been able to come up with this amazing combination of patchouli, vetiver, some other secret ingredients, pandanus flower, and create the scent that is extremely well balanced, extremely unique, and its smell is easily recognizable. Unmistakable signature of Majmua will be always imprinted in your memory once you smell it. So I took this attar Majmua, completely natural, produced by distillation on the base of sandalwood. Obviously it has been lab tested as well, and I use it as a heart note of this wonderful composition. What I done is that I created more modern, more easygoing version of this traditional beauty. I enhanced it with a very fresh, uplifting notes of bergamot and blackcurrant. The heart of this composition is the Majmua attar itself. It might sound simple, however, as I mentioned, the Majmua attar itself is extremely complex, and it contains several ingredients, all traditionally distilled on the base of sandalwood. So we have our sandalwood in the heart, our patchouli, green khus or green Indian vetiver, pandanus flower, kadam flower, and other secret exotic ingredients. For the base of this composition, I chosen a very classical French Chypre type of base with cedarwood, smoky, woody, dry, and very resinous oak moss, very high dose of oak moss. As you know, I absolutely love oak moss, and I use it in most of my compositions in a combination with iris accord. So this all resulted in this very modern Chypre fresh type of experience, and I was extremely pleased because I wanted to take this very green and, to be honest, quite weird smelling attar, yet beautiful, and create something more verbal, something more Chypre-like, something more fresh, something more maybe traditional in terms of old French perfumery, yet to still be unmistakably Indian in its heart, with its very refreshing, unique green scent of Majmua in the heart notes. Finally, we come into the third composition that is, I personally believe, the most misunderstood attar. It's called Mehendi attar based on sandalwood, obviously, again, normally, with the scent of tiny white henna flowers. And it's not your typical dark henna that most people know, because the actual henna flowers smell extremely unique and fragrant. They have nothing to do with this heavy, dark, ambery type of henna scent. Unfortunately, again, we're running into the issue that most of the henna labeled perfumes are synthetically made, or is simply a type of blend like shamama with other enhanced ingredients of different type of spices, and then people call it henna just because it reminds of something dark, something extremely rich and resinous, and obviously it has nothing to do with the henna flowers. The fresh henna flowers produce extremely delicate, soft, powdery, almost rice pudding type of smell. It is so unique, it is so soft. I would compare its softness and delicate character to the scent of meaty attar. It is extremely delicate, extremely beautiful. And again, here I personally believe, in my personal opinion, henna attar based on sandalwood not really delivers the true experience of a henna flower. With this perfume, I took an extra step and done something extraordinary. I took a synthetic base of white musk that I personally associate with the scent of henna flowers. It is very soft, powdery, gentle, sweet, delicate type of musk. And I requested distiller to use this particular base for the distillation of henna flowers. So we run the distillation of henna on the base of white musk. Probably many of you will be like, oh, what's going on? White musk, it's not something that we are looking forward to, obviously, because I'm known for making natural deer musk fragrances, very heavy type of compositions. But as I told you many times in the past, I like to experiment. I like to discover new ways of doing things. I like to try new things. I like to experiment in different genres. So I have many, in fact, this very collection have last 3 perfumes that I will cover in a future video. 2 of them are extremely dense, thick and heavy compositions for all of those who love, stuff like Ottoman Empire and heavy Russian oud type of fragrances. But I also love to experiment and explore new grounds, creating more fresh, more sweet, more powdery compositions. So this particular henna perfume, it's going to be called Gulihina. The attar for this composition has been made on the base of white musk. Actual white henna flowers been distilled on the base of white musk, highlighting the scent of this beautiful flower. It might sound ridiculous, but in this particular case, I decided to do it because I think it's something beautiful, it's something unique, it's something worth trying, and definitely after we received the attar, we've been gladly surprised. So I not stopped there. We also infused the same attar that's been already blended of henna flowers and white musk with distillation of rose and jasmine flowers on top of it. So we have an amazing combination of henna smell highlighted and uplifted with the scent of white musk, blended beautifully with the distillation of rose and jasmine on top of it. So this very attar I placed in the heart of this composition. I created a beautiful, fresh, floral top notes with the bergamot and magnolia. And then at the base we have pure scent of sandalwood and nothing else. So I decided to use sandalwood that is more soft and gentle separately and placed it in the base of this composition, yet creating the actual henna attar with the base of white musk that can really push the scent of henna up, so that in this complex perfume composition the scent of henna can be quite obvious. Extremely happy with the way this attar been produced, with the way how white musk highlighted the henna flower, and it is definitely not one of your heavy dense type of compositions. This is a very easygoing, fresh and clean musk type of scent with a beautiful natural floral notes that can be sprayed heavily during very hot weather and enjoyed on any occasion, anytime. And it is also the second most affordable perfume in the collection. In the future video I will discuss another 3 compositions. Those 3 are all quite heavy, quite traditional in the more usual Areej type of style. We will have one composition very heavy on oud, shamama focused, very unique take composition, and we will have third composition that I will keep a secret for now. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again very soon.